Hello, and welcome to this special session, one that you can use either to listen in a conscious state or use it as one that you can sleep to. And this session is very special because it is designed to deal with substance abuse. A lot of people don't realize or want to accept the fact that they suffer from abuse of substances. This could be as simple as alcohol or drugs or smoke. They all form into the same category where the mind becomes dependent on the sensations that come from the use of drugs. And these drugs, these things that calm the mind or speed up the process, are things that gives us the highs and the lows, resulting in our mind to be hooked. And these things are often detrimental to our personal lives, to our work, to the very fact that our health may suffer. And it is for this reason we may want to take control over these areas of our lives so that we may exert maximum power over the substances that we have become so accustomed to having. And it is for this reason I suggest that we begin by making sure that we are not disturbed and that all phones and devices that are electronic are turned off, and that you're in a comfortable space with the lights turned low or off, and you find yourself reclining or lying down. And once you're ready, we may begin by taking a very deep breath and holding it very briefly until we are ready to let it go. And notice as you let go of the air, how your lungs just throw out all the bad air and replace it with some clean air. And that air is the one that vitalizes the body, carries oxygen to the mind and the brain, and that activates the neurons, the pathways from which things all begin. You see, there are neuron receptors in the mind and the brain, and these are stimulated by the actions of substances. See, if you look at the structure of some of the things that our mind and our body are addicted to, there are endorphins and serotonins and all these substances that are hormones that are produced naturally in the body when we are really happy or when we are enjoying something immensely. It could be the simple act of making love or dancing or doing some activity like sports. Yet these require a lot of effort. And those same receptors are also possibly stimulated by the substances. If you look at the structure of a cocaine, you will find that it has very similar structure to the receptors that are meant to absorb hormones that are meant to make you happy. And it is for this reason we feel highs and enjoy things. Yet these things are detrimental when we are not able to keep them under control. And it is for this very session that we are going to put our minds into the state where things are within our control. We may simply decide to end the use of these substances, or we may decide to have full control and decide on the amount that we wish to use or not use. And this control is what we seek. Yet often it eludes us. We do not know where to begin. And it is for this reason you find yourself here, listening to this recording. This recording is going to give you the chance to explore those parts of your mind that are the unconscious, the parts that allow you to control things without you being aware of it. Now you may be asking yourself what those are. Well, your unconscious mind controls your body's temperature, your heartbeat, and knows when to release the certain hormones when those things are needed, and controls your digestive system and your blood flow and your immune system. And all these things are done naturally and without your awareness, all taking care of themselves naturally. Yet these superpowers that your unconscious mind has no relationship to your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is the hindrance, the one that always is the judgment, always is causing trouble, because it always comes in and tries to make a statement, making judgments, things that are not healthy. Although the conscious mind attempts to help you, is also the one that is causing the most harm. That is why we turn our attention to the inner path, the path that leads to the unconscious processes. This is where you are the one who enjoys those substances, and those are the ones that your unconscious mind has been trained to find pleasurable. Yet you may find things to be out of hand, to be out of control. And it is for this reason we need to reverse those pathways that are being formed. And each pathway, each time you do something, there's a neural pathway that is formed. It may be the first step you took, and those things are the way that things are remembered. Maybe the smell of something. And similarly, the substances that you use or used to use are the ones that have left pathways. Now, if these pathways are still there, the pleasures are still accessible, yet those pleasures are the ones that are often detrimental, things that cause trouble. Now, we are going to reverse these very simply, very easily. You may find yourself not liking those substances as much as you used to. Or you may find yourself completely abandoning them for something that's more useful. But before we begin this process, you must remember, what you take out, you must replace with something else. So if you find yourself using drugs or alcohol or something else, there's going to be some time you allocate in your day for these things. It may be certain activities you do around these things. And once you take those out, there's that empty patch, that time that needs to be used for something else. That's what I always recommend to my clients. First things first. What you take out, you need to put something else instead. It could be simple as taking up bridge or playing some kind of sport, or it could be as simply as catching up on the 1950s movies. Whatever you choose is your own pleasure. It is something that you find interesting, and it should be something that you enjoy truly, and something that is healthy and non-destructive. And whatever that you have chosen will be the first step. Now, what we need to do is unplug that part that is the substance abuse and the things that are surrounding it, and replace it with this one. And believe it or not, it is simply as easy as unplugging something off the wall socket, like a lamp or a light or something else, and replacing it with a new one. And this could be a different light, different things. Could be in a different channel, on a TV station, a TV channel, on a television set. And what you find is something that is extraordinary. You have just made a switch from the bad to good, from something distractive to something pleasurable. Now, as my clients often do, there are parts of your mind that is going to find this to be too simple, too easy. And they're going to question, could it be real? Well, I'll tell you this. When you are afraid of something, it usually happens in a split second, in an instant. It could be like the fear of falling or heights. You don't think about it, but it happens all by itself. And this is because your mind recognizes these things. Your mind also recognizes that the things that need to be changed can happen so easily, be replaced with something else. Yet there is one fundamental thing that also needs to happen, and that is the step, what I call the step of change in the neuron pathways. Now, these are usually conditions that are different for everyone else. Everyone is a unique individual. Their pathways are different. Yet they have some commonalities, some things that are very static. And those things we can work on here, ensuring that each time you listen, you'll find yourself more relaxed and easy to understand the words that are spoken now, and find new meanings each time you listen, allowing your mind to make the changes as needed, step by step, ensuring those changes are permanent, like permanent changes that you make when you decide on something and make it your principle. Now allow you to sit in this position or recline until you're ready to move on with the rest of your day. I thank you for listening.